Honest Burgers are starting a crowdfunding campaign on Crowdcube in the UK. Honest Burgers, I love them. I've been going to Honest Burgers for many, many years. And you can have a look here on their website. They've got a video. Let's watch it and see how it goes.
We started flipping burgers back in 2011 out of a tiny marquee in a muddy field, mostly in the rain. Then we opened our first restaurant right here in Brixton. Now we've got 40 restaurants and we're a national burger brand. Back then our goals were very simple. Never ever compromise on the quality of our food. We want all our customers to feel at home when they eat with us. Something we like to call old school hospitality. Have a great value offer with no gimmicks and no bill shock. These goals still drive everything we do today. We make everything we can in our own prep kitchen using the best ingredients we can find. And we believe we're the only major burger brand to have its own butchery and make its own burger from scratch. It's crazy, right? Our famous homemade roasted salted chips, cooked fresh, never frozen, so they actually still taste like a potato.
These core values and dogged determination have fueled our growth. Today, we sell over 80,000 burgers and 30 tons of chips per week. And we've received the backing of active partners along the way who will lead this round of investment. We have a consistent track record of sales and profit growth. This year, we're on track to deliver £55 million in sales and over £4 million in EBITDA. And so far, our sales are 23% ahead of last year. A big part of the sales growth has been driven by the launch of our smashed burger range, our answer to our customers looking for even better value. We now have the right team in place to take the brand to the next level. We've had amazing support from our loyal customers.
All right, we're going to read you this.
We started flipping burgers back in 2011 out of a tiny marquee in a muddy field, mostly in the rain. Then we opened our first restaurant right here in Brixton. Now we've got 40 restaurants and we're a national burger brand. Back then our goals were very simple. Never ever compromise on the quality of our food. We want all our customers to feel at home when they eat with us. Something we like to call old school hospitality. Have a great value offer with no gimmicks and no bill shock. These goals still drive everything we do today. We make everything we can in our own prep kitchen using the best ingredients we can find. And we believe we're the only major burger brand to have its own butchery and make its own burger from scratch. It's crazy, right? Our famous homemade roasted salted chips, cooked fresh, never frozen, so they actually still taste like a potato.
These core values and dogged determination have fueled our growth. Today, we sell over 80,000 burgers and 30 tons of chips per week. And we've received the backing of active partners along the way who will lead this round of investment. We have a consistent track record of sales and profit growth. This year, we're on track to deliver £55 million in sales and over £4 million in EBITDA. And so far, our sales are 23% ahead of last year. A big part of this sales growth has been driven by the launch of our smashed burger range, our answer to our customers looking for even better value. We now have the right team in place to take the brand to the next level. We've had amazing support from our loyal customers over the last decade. So now we'd like to invite you to become owners of Honest and to join us in the next stage of our adventure. Our plan is to open more Honest restaurants, building our presence in regional cities as well as in London. Plus, off the back of the huge success of our smashed burger, we are looking to launch a brand new restaurant format to challenge the big boys in the premium quick service burger market. We have an incredible new range of burgers, sides, and milkshakes to showcase in a setup that's built for convenience, speed, and value for money, all whilst never compromising our Honest quality. We are really excited about the opportunity that this provides us for rapid growth, including international expansion.
We've never been happy standing still. We're always trying to make things better. And with a word like Honest above the door, we weren't going to kick the sustainability can down the road and overly rely on carbon offsetting.
So we've taken on the challenge of creating a brand new beef supply chain centered around regenerative agriculture, which puts biodiversity, soil health, and ultimately carbon capture at its heart.
We never dreamt Honest would get to where it is today, but this is just the start. We have big ambitions for Smashed and our future, and we really hope you'll join us for the ride.
Okay, so they're launching in 8 days. I'm recording this on the 10th of September. We're going to go live on YouTube maybe tomorrow, so you have about 7 days to sign up or to sign up for early access. They're not going to restrict anybody from investing. If you are in the US, you need to check with Crowdcube if you can invest. I know, or if you're from another country, you may need to check. If you're interested, take a look. Let's have a look at. We wouldn't be anywhere without our customers, so we'd love to give you the opportunity to become co-owners. Our existing investors, they've invested in Leon, Soho, Secret Cinema, and Finestera. They've already committed 1 million to this round. That's interesting. That's good. We're joining at an exciting time as we look to expand existing estate and then launch this new burger concept, which they said in the video. Back a brand with a proven track record of growth, help launch a new brand, get equity rewards like a free burger and chips, to a burger party for 25 friends. I like what they said in the video. You know, the financial record is pretty good. If they are on track for 55 million this year, with earnings of 4 million EBITDA, that sounds to me, if they've got 40 restaurants, like 400k EBITDA per restaurant. Now, the way I think about this is I like to compare other businesses, and Tortilla is another quick service restaurant as well as a sit-down restaurant type environment, and they can make 1 million in earnings per store. It's interesting. Like, I love Honest Burger. I'll talk about it now from a personal perspective, because I've been shopping it, been eating at Honest Burger for about 10 years, or maybe longer. I don't know the exact year I started eating there, but I think it was probably 2015. So similar. I've been eating there kind of a similar time to Tortilla. And I've always been interested in investing in Honest Burgers. I love the food. The food is incredible. And I was always surprised that they didn't have as many stores as I would have liked. They've got 40 stores now. In terms of the pricing, they're not that cheap. I think you're typically probably going to spend 15 to 20 pounds on a meal at Honest. I have to admit, I haven't tried this Smash Burger new product, so maybe that's cheaper. I don't know. I haven't eaten at Honest Burger, since lockdown. Because I haven't really been going into London. When I was working at Meta, it was free food, so I didn't need to eat out as much. But that's something to consider, that they're not. You have to have a particularly strong brand to generate good earnings at that price point. Do I think Honest Burgers has the strong brand to do that and product? Yes. The food is fantastic, whether you're vegan or if you eat meat. I like their vegan meats and their normal burgers. They're incredible. It's getting me quite hungry just thinking about this. Let's look about some of the questions here. Why they're crowdfunding? They want to grow. How to become a shareholder? You go on to Crowdcube. When will it go live? Mid-September. What is crowdfunding? I'm not going to describe that here. You can look at Crowdcube if you want. Blah blah blah. So you can get free meals or free food, I guess. Not for life. I imagine it's a one-off. So the raise target and all the information is going to be live once the pitch goes live. Who can invest? It says everyone. You have to be 18 plus, and you cannot be a resident of Russia, US, Canada, or Japan. So sorry, US investors. If you are a high net worth investor from the US, please reach out to us directly on Crowdcube at honestburgers.co.uk to discuss how we can facilitate your investment. I'm not quite sure how they would define a high net worth individual. It might be someone with 1 million in investable funds. That tends to be the typical definition of a high net worth individual or high net worth investor. If you have that capacity and you want to invest, then do reach out to them. How much can you invest? As little as £10 or as much as you can invest over 500k if you want to. What is the share price? That's going to become later on. What happens after I invest? You can find more details here. That's just a link to the Crowdcube website. So what do I like about this? I love the brand. I love the product. I do think they can expand. One thing that concerns me about Honest, it's a bit similar. It could be similar to Tortilla, and Tortilla has grown slower than I would have liked. For people that don't know, Tortilla is a Mexican chain. They're a bit similar in they're targeting something slightly similar. However, Honest has been a sit-down restaurant and now probably wants to go into a similar space to Tortilla, because they have the store formats they showed in the video are very similar to what Tortilla looks like. And I think, to be honest, they've probably modeled it on the Tortilla brand, because Tortilla's gone from like 20 stores to, I don't know what they're up to now, maybe 80, 90, 100. But the Tortilla brand is not growing that fast. And that would concern me about Honest. I'm going to do another video once they launch on Crowdcube. I'm going to analyze their pitch deck and their plans, and I'll be able to give my opinions on that. One slight concern for me with this is the same as Tortilla, in as much as the capital expenditure to create these stores could be quite high. So hit and value. Here's the store formats. If we look at them,
they look like they're nice store formats, right? So this is probably going to cost money to have these store formats. And, you know, if you look at them, they're quite large. Typically, I think a tortilla style, something like this could easily cost 200K. Something bigger like that, I think, could cost more. Now, listen, I don't know. I'm not in the weeds of buying restaurants, but I just know from the cost of tortilla restaurants, they're in the hundreds of thousands to buy and to kit out these. Unless they've got a smart way of doing it, they may not be able to expand that quickly. Obviously, all of this will depend on how much they can actually raise on their equity round on Crowdcube. You know, brands like, you know, that have a following, if they're selling 80,000 burgers per week, that's a lot of people. You know, they could easily have 80,000 customers, or even more people that might not even buy burgers, might just buy chips or whatever. So they could have 80, 90,000 customers a week. Often people on Crowdcube invest more than 100. They might invest 1,000 or 10,000. So I wouldn't be surprised if they raise millions. In that case, you know, if they do raise like 5 million or something, you know, they might have the funds to roll out another 20 restaurants. Maybe their delivery restaurants are a smaller format, and maybe they can get, I don't know, 20 of those and 10 or 20 of the larger restaurants. So maybe they can roll out 30 stores. But what I'm getting at is I don't think you're suddenly going to see thousands of honest restaurants around the world, unless, big caveat, if they go into franchising. If they go into franchising, and they talked about international expansion, I don't think they mentioned franchising in the video. That is the big one, where you can get a lot of growth and you don't need to rely on capital that you raise, because the franchisees pay for the expansion. So I think they should franchise it out. However, because they have such a focus on quality, they might not be interested in franchising. So the other thing to consider is, you know, how many stores are they going to have? And I might even do a forecast on my next video, because I quite enjoyed doing that for the other brands that I've done it for on this channel. And the other thing is the valuation. You know, they've got 4 million in EBITDA. That's pretty good for such a small company. That means, you know, they could value themselves at 80 million. That'd be 20x. But sometimes on these platforms, the valuations are quite juicy, and they might pump it a little bit. They might say that they're going to be worth, I don't know, 50x that, which would be a 200 million pound valuation, because they don't want to dilute their stake too much. So that's something to be aware of, you know, once they launch their investment round. I'm quite excited about Honest. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Like I said, in summary, I love the company. You know, I've been eating there for, if not a decade, close to a decade. I'd probably go to Honest Burger maybe once every 2 weeks. Whereas with tortilla, I used to go at least once a week. And nowadays, when I'm in London, I probably eat in tortilla. Almost every time I go into London, I like to try and eat a tortilla because it's very healthy and whatnot. I think if Honest were able to do something like that to bring down their costs, I don't know how much their smash burger costs. Let's have a quick look. Right, so their smash burger is £8.90. The smash burger does include chips at £8.90, so that is a really good offer. Actually, I've just had a quick look on their website. But £8.90 with chips, that's a good offer, and they could expand with that. So I'm really excited about Honest. I don't have all the information right now. I don't have if they're going to franchise, what the valuation is, what kind of equity they're going to offer. They might offer convertible equity, which is I always find it a bit annoying with convertible equity, because you know there's terms in there, and you know it's not always transparent on what's going to trigger the conversion. And even when it is transparent about the conversion event with convertible equity, who knows when they're going to be valued at that rate? You know, because it's not like the stock market. You know, it's the private market, so it's a little bit harder to ascertain when that conversion event is going to happen. Not that I'm a short-term investor. I think if you're interested in investing in Honest Burgers, you shouldn't be thinking about it, you know, in a 1 to 2 year time frame. You should probably be thinking about 5, 10, 15 years down the line. But going back to it, like I said, I think I'll do a forecast on their stores. If they give their costs to build out the stores, they might not. But some of that information hopefully will be in the pitch deck for Crowdcube. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, consider subscribing. I've got videos about private equity, like these angel investments on Crowdcube and whatnot, as well as some listed equities, normal stocks and shares. And I do talk about other types of investment, property and whatnot, that can help the average person. This isn't a channel for any. I don't target any specific style of investor. Maybe you're new to investing. Maybe you've been investing many years and you want to start thinking about angel investing, or maybe you've been an angel investor and you want to start thinking about listed equities, or maybe, you know, whatever style of investment you're interested in. Consider checking out my other videos, because I've been, you know, investing in a range of asset classes since 2007. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Knowledge is power, especially the right kind of knowledge, and progress is everything. I'll see you guys in the next upcoming video, which is one of these. Take care.